Hey, have you got some questions about your colour or your style? Because I answer these each week. So do feel free to contact me and let me know what your colour and style questions are. The first one today comes from Kelly. She says, how to choose neutrals other than black? Even though it doesn't suit my personality and I find it harsh, I tend to go there all the time. I find it hard to find greys that go together as there are so many different shades. What are some of the smart solutions for combining neutrals? So neutrals are all those kind of either what I call off colour wheel colours like black, grey and navy and brown. And then we have the other sort of coloured neutrals, our navy, our olive, our camel, tans, all those sorts of colours, white, of course, too. And so how to choose them? So first of all, if you have a colour palette, you'll have a range of neutrals in there, your sorts of neutrals. And you'll find, say, for example, if you are looking at a palette that, say, even if you were choosing browns, that here I have 3 sort of brown shades in this Sublime palette, and these 3 could be worn together because they relate to each other. So even though they're not the same, they could, they could be worn together. Here I have some browns in this Spicy palette. And again, if we look at these, we could wear these sorts of browns together, browns, tans, camels, they go together as well. And so therefore, when you've got a palette of colours where the colours are designed to go together, you'll actually find that mixing your neutrals is easier. If you try and mix these warm browns with these cool browns, they just don't go. So if you're finding that your browns don't go together, it's actually because you may have some warm browns and some cool browns. So you want to make sure that you've only got the right undertone of browns. Now, greys are very hard to mix, and that's because there's every undertone of grey. So unless you're mixing 2 blue greys together, if you're trying to mix a green grey with a blue grey, they generally don't look so good. And that's why grey can be a really tricky colour to mix with other greys. But you can mix other neutrals together. You can mix navy with brown if you want to. Like, that's a really nice colour combination. So if I chose a navy here, let me just grab this navy and I pop it with a brown. There we have navy and brown, or navy and camel. Here's navy and a darker. So we can actually put those different neutrals together as well. So don't be restricted in thinking that you have to only wear the same neutrals together. You can mix your neutrals. If you're using the neutrals in your colour palette, they do work well together as well. So you can mix those neutrals as well. And we don't have to always wear all the same neutrals. Now, sometimes you can find a whole lot of neutrals that are all the same and it's great, but it's not like you have to match your shoes to your neutrals. It could be that, that as long as it goes with, you can have brown shoes with blue jeans or blue pants. You can have an oxblood shoe. You can have a black shoe with your blue, your navy. These things, they can be mixed together. They don't have to all be the same. But honestly, if you're using your palette, you'll actually find that those neutrals do work well together, provided they have the same sort of undertone and the same sort of intensity as you do.